Today, we're going to look at the Andycine A6 5.7-inch field monitor for your DSLR or mirrorless camera. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Phil with Photo Gear Fun here. We're going to look at the Andycine monitor today. It's a 4K, or labeled 4K monitor. It actually is full HD 1980 by 1020, but it accepts a 4K signal. It's a monitor for your DSLR or mirrorless camera. We're going to walk through the build quality, we're going to walk through the features, walk through the pros and cons. So kind of start out with an overview of the monitor. You can see it's labeled 4K here. Turn it on. We'll walk through the build quality. It's plastic, but it weighs 200 grams, so we'll walk through some of the specs as well. It's a 5.7-inch IPS monitor. It's got a number of function buttons that you can assign, pretty much customize it to just about anything, and we'll see that as we walk through. But I wanted to show you, you've got your buttons here on the top. There's a 1/4" 20 to mount it if you want to mount it on the top. On the side you have your HDMI in, 8-volt out, which will allow you to connect it to a camera, and we'll show you that. There's an accessory you can buy for your A6500 camera. And also a DC in, so if you want to power it with an adapter, which is not included, but you can buy one. On the bottom, you've got the USB upgrade port, headphone jacks, another 1/4 20, and then there's another 1/4 20. So basically you can mount this with any orientation that you'd like. I'll walk you through the features, walk you through the menus, and then we'll come back and talk about this Andycine 4K A6 5.7-inch monitor and talk about what comes with the monitor. You can see it mounted here on my A6500, but you'll get the monitor, get a connector for the sunscreen. There's also a sunscreen that we'll put on there. Comes with this bracket, and this bracket has another basically cold shoe mount that you can put a microphone or other accessories. Comes with an HDMI cable, and you might want to get a shorter cable. This one it comes with is fairly long. You can see I've kind of taped it up and looped it here. And there's another accessory that you can buy that will allow you to connect it to this A6500. So the battery power on the A6500 is actually coming from this monitor, which will really help with overheating. And these Sony cameras do have, especially the A6500, A6300s, they have a problem with overheating. So this will help you with overheating. It'll take the battery away from where the body kind of gets hot and overheats and put it onto the monitor. I want to walk through some of the features, and this has a lot of features that you would find in a high-end monitor. Some people compare this to the small HD monitor, which is a $500 monitor. I think it has probably more features. It also has touch. This is not touch enabled, but you do have quite a few features. I'm going to show you some of those features right now connected to the A6500. So right now I'm powering the A6500 with the battery on the monitor itself. Now you can see my Mickey shirt. There are a number of different features, actually quite a few features that you can either customize to a function button, and you can see here we have those function buttons on the top. There are 4 function buttons which are completely customizable, and I've got this one set up to zebras, so you can see whenever there's something that's overexposed you'll see a zebra effect, and you can press once to turn it on, press again to turn it off. This is false colors, and I won't get into false colors too much, but you can see this really gives you your true exposure, where a histogram will give you kind of an average of the frame. This gives you the exposure of each piece of it, and you can see there's a scale on the right hand side that shows you the exposure values basically. And there are a lot of good videos on false color. I don't really know it all that well. I'm learning it myself because I'm not a huge video only person, but this will definitely help you get a true correct exposure. Here's your histogram, and you can flip it. So this monitor will flip, as you can see here. So there's the back of the monitor. On the back of the monitor you have HD battery. It supports Sony NPF batteries, and you have the clip to be able to take the battery out, basically. So you can flip it if you want to see front facing or rear facing. In this particular case, this will allow you to be able to vlog with your Sony camera, with the A6500, A7. Very helpful to be able to see, and probably if you're going to be vlogging with it, you might not use a lot of the other assist features, but it will certainly allow you to be able to see forward. And it's almost a 6-inch monitor, so it's really nice view. It's very light. It's 200 grams, so you're going to get a very light monitor and something that will help you vlog. And the battery, you can add, larger batteries. This is kind of a small Sony battery. It gives me about an hour's worth of recording and monitoring. You can add the bigger ones that might get you up to about 2 hours or so, again, with no battery inside of the camera. So let's talk about the pros and the cons. Certainly, one of the pros, the biggest pros, is the price. It's $180 or so if you buy it on Amazon. The battery cable connector for the A6500 was another $20. So if you buy the two, you're looking at about $200 or so. The weight, without the battery, it's 200 grams. Really, really light. The build quality, it's a plastic build quality, but it's plastic, so it's light. So you kind of have to mix the two. If you really want a solid build, it's going to be really heavy. But I think it's probably going to survive a drop, maybe a small drop. I wouldn't expect it to survive a really big drop, but just make sure that you don't drop it. Another pro is you can power the camera from this particular monitor, which again, for the Sony A series is really great. You can get that battery heat away from the body, which will stop it, or won't stop it from overheating, but certainly will help with the overheating issue. The resolution, it's full HD, so it's 1920 by 1080. It will accept a 4K signal. That's why it's labeled as a 4K. And it'll take that 4K signal and convert it down to full HD. It's a really crisp monitor, really clear, pretty bright, 460 nits. So in bright sunlight, you're probably going to see it very well. If not, you can add the hood, and that will help you even more. It does have also a side shoe, which is another great feature. So you can add a mic, which is what most likely vloggers would do. You can add your microphone over here. The cons, there's no HDMI out. So I use a Viltrox monitor for my studio monitor, which will allow me to be able to kind of loop the HDMI signal back. So if I want to go out to a bigger monitor, or in a lot of cases I go out to a capture card to capture the menus on that monitor, that's great to have. This one does not have it, just has HDMI in from your camera. And this bracket is really, it's not great. This is the second improved version of it, but if you move this around enough, it will loosen and it becomes somewhat of a pain. You have to make sure that you get it really, really tight in order to keep it from moving. So that is the Andycine A6 5.7-inch monitor. It's a great monitor. I highly recommend it. For $200, it's a great price. And if you want to vlog with your Sony camera, it works on other DSLR and mirrorless cameras as well. As long as you have a clean HDMI out signal, you'll be able to use this monitor. This is Phil with Photo Gear Fun. Get out there and have your photo gear fun. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. That's okay. Also, share this with your friends, and thank you for subscribing. We will see you again in the next video.